Okay, I've got some more news. So today I've gone through, I've had a different sort of gym induction. There's a specific gym induction that the gym I go to has, which has a whole load of different fancy equipment, which they have a specific sort of induction for. I've gone to that one now, and it actually was, at first I was just completely immersed, and although as the induction progressed I still was, it just became more and more challenging as the fitness instructor / gym instructor was getting me to go through the exercises. That's where I plan to be job-wise sooner or later. Speaking of, I was talking to another personal trainer as planned. It kind of just happened. The man wasn't in his uniform. He was just training. And I'd say that he has seemed to be helpful at the moment, but I'm not going to say that he has been helpful at the moment, and I'll explain why. I'll explain why later on. So at first he saw me looking a bit lost. I didn't know what to train because I didn't have I wasn't following the plans that I made like at 12:30 in the morning, I think. And he was asking me, oh, is it your first time? And I said, no, it's my second, because it was my second time training there, although it hadn't been the second time that I'd been to this place before. From there, I was just asking him questions about how to use specific sort of machines. I think there's one sort of CrossFit machine where it's almost like the motion of the exercise you do is almost like you're skiing, and you were saying that that trains your shoulders. I didn't really feel it in my shoulders that much. I think that's probably because I didn't push as hard as I was meant to really feel it in my shoulders. Not only that, but I was on it for like a minute, so just to make sure I know how to do it, because I was looking at it yesterday thinking yeah, I just didn't want to do it without having someone to help me so that I actually do the exercise properly. Thankfully, it was someone that claims to be qualified and working at that gym there. I say claims to be because I haven't seen him in his work outfit. Not yet anyway. But if he's telling the truth, seeing as I go there, seeing as I've been going there consistently, and I will be going there consistently, we'll see about that. So speaking of, I was saying he seemed to be helpful rather than saying that he has been helpful. And now I'll explain why. So I was talking to him, and as planned, I said, I told him that I'd like to get a gym instructor job. He actually offered it. I'm not sure, I don't remember if he... No, I know, okay. I told him that I wanted to get that sort of job, and he said, oh, we are hiring, seeing as he is no longer going to be a fitness instructor as much anymore, he said. And I told him, yeah, I'd like that. And in fact, I gave him my email. And he said that he will send that over to his manager. And on the phone, he had just a whole list of emails, maybe for the same reasons. And he said he'll send it over, and I genuinely may or may not be able to get a job at this gym that I'm now going to. Now, if I actually do get emails from trustworthy people saying that we are looking for fitness instructors, then I'll start talking more than I've done. The way how he carried himself did seem trustworthy, but just because it did doesn't mean it is. So I'll just keep on going and see how this works out. And if I do get a job at this gym I go to, then cool. If not, then I'll get one somewhere else. I haven't spent so long jobless, less than a year now, to not get a job that I want, to not get that job that I want, to not progress in that way. That's one of the main reasons why I've been doing this, to make sure that I make what I really wanted to do and what was just a thought into reality. I'm referring specifically to the other serious video that I made called I've decided to be a personal trainer, or I've decided to become a personal trainer. This is another serious video, so that's why I said other video. And that's the video that I made with me in the Nike hoodie with a mini afro on the 6th of May this year. I'm intending to make those thoughts a reality. And if for whatever reason I think that working at this gym I go to isn't for me, then I'll just move on. It really is as simple as that. I have come far mental health wise for me to be able to do this, make these videos, do that job, progress down that line, and still keep my sanity, keep my health, mental health, and all other and health in every other form. It might take some time to readjust, but I put myself in a position where that's going to be easier than it would have been maybe a year or so ago, just before making this channel, for example. I was saying that there was that exercise that I spoke about which I didn't know how to use, or that machine, sorry. But I've also found that there are dips. I can actually do dips at this gym. They have the equipment for it. Buy one of the squat machines. They have more than one. I was thinking of doing deadlifts at one of the squat machines, but I don't think it's possible because it has those protective barriers, the sort of ones where if you can't do a squat, then you can just let the bar go and then the bar will come down. Oh, speaking of, that's the same machine that I can hang my gymnastics rings on when I get them, which that personal trainer was saying that he's done in the past. I was asking him if it was stable. He said, yeah, of course. It looked it because it was it's built into the ground, so it did look it. That's absolutely amazing. I have a lot of potential that could be fulfilled at that place, not only training wise but career wise. I think there's so many different exercises you could do. I don't believe I'm restricted in terms of reaching my physical potential, and it seems like the people were right there. No one showed me hostility. People have been at a minimum civil with me, and that I'm saying at a minimum. Like, that person, if he does get the connections going for me, he doesn't have to help me out. If he is who he says he is, and if he does what he says he's going to do, get the connections there and speak to one of the managers, he doesn't have to do that. And if this does happen, this in my opinion would be just another example of how not self-made I am. Sure, it was me that opened my mouth to say that I want that sort of job, but I can't make those sort of connections that that sort of person might be able to make. I can't. Not instantly. That'd take maybe months at a minimum to get connections and to know who's who, what's what, and what other people can do for me in terms of reaching my full potential. As I was just saying that, I was wondering if that wording is manipulative. No, I don't think so, because I wouldn't be trying to make connections out of deceit or trying to control people or be aggressive or anything like that, or to try to hold power over people so they do what I want them to do against their wishes. So I'd say no, it's not. Plus, I'd also say it's not because I'd be honest with them. I'd say, I'm looking for this. Is this possible? Can you make this happen? Can you make certain things happen? And if they offer before I even ask, then that's just wow. But I'm certainly not expecting handouts or anything like that. If, as I said, the guy is who he says he is, and he's going to do what he says he does, if that's the case, then amazing. And if not, I'm going to keep on talking. I'm going to keep on talking to different people and see what I could do in terms of getting myself a job that I want to get. There was actually someone that I was speaking to yesterday about my situation and the fact that I don't have a job. And she was saying, well, don't you at least want a part-time job just to fill your time? That was her wording. Just to fill your time. Don't you just want a part-time job? I said, no, I'm not bored. I didn't say that I've got this to do. But I really am not. I know what I want to do with my life. And I know the direction that I want to head in. And it involves not doing a part-time job primarily, or maybe only for money, for a cash flow. I can do that, but it would make progressing how I truthfully want to progress more difficult. There's someone on YouTube called AR Self, who I'm thinking of at the moment, because she said her mum has not allowed her to not have a job. My parents have not been the same way. I've been honest with them, and I've said that I want to become a personal trainer and that this is what I want to do in my life, and hence I didn't want to make that call, as I said in that video that I made on the 6th of May, announcing that I wanted to become a personal trainer. And although I could say, oh, my parents have been strict in this way and that way all I want, I thought that, I didn't really think of, let me try that again. When I heard her say this on YouTube, I thought, what do you mean she's not, what do you mean she's not allowing you to not have a job? Because I've never, I can't say I've really heard of that one before. My mum would regularly ask, oh, how's job searching going? But she wouldn't say, you have to work X days a week or else. AR herself didn't say that her mum said the or else part, but even still, I feel some way about that, but I don't know, I can't clearly explain it because I haven't thought it through. I wouldn't want to have a sort of relationship with my parents who make it seem like they have no choice with the sort of path that they take. And that's not a dig at AR herself, but it's just my thoughts on that specific situation, and not a dig at her as an individual, or maybe even her mum, but just that sort of scenario and that power dynamic and that happening. Yeah, just no thanks, seriously. Yeah, I might have said to my parents I'd like to take a gap year, and they laughed at me. And then when they said that I can't do that, they went and said, well, it was your choice. Sure, that happened, but I've taken that on the chin, and I know that when it comes to doing what I want to do in my life, truthfully, I'm not hearing no. I'm not hearing no, so for that reason, I specifically don't tell them everything that I'm doing with my life and every way that I'm growing. I haven't even told them that I've cancelled my gym membership and that I'm going to a different one. I haven't told them. I just haven't felt it. I haven't felt the need to. I'm gonna be home. I'm gonna come home just like how I would when I was going to that other gym. It's still nearby. This new gym that I go to is still nearby, so that could be quite not dishonest, but secretive. That's the word. Yeah, I've certainly been secretive, not only with my parents but my family, really, with certain things, because I'm not hearing no. I'm not hearing you can't make these videos. I'm not hearing you can't go down this route. You can't move to this area because we don't know about it. I'm not hearing that. I've got to live how I truthfully want to live, and if that means being quite secretive around certain people, that means being quite secretive around certain people. Sometimes we might find that we have to work not in silence but behind the scenes, and that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm not prepared to even risk. People try to take away what I consider is my is how I'd reach my full potential. For whatever reasons that they have. As far as I'm concerned, I can't even risk that. So I don't say to my parents, I'm making videos on this channel. In my mind, I've made it seem to be like almost something that's an issue. Like I think that I don't want them to catch me doing it, as if I'm doing something that's so wrong, or as if I'm committing a crime or something. I'm not. But that's how I view it, because I don't want to be. I that intensely don't want to, or that strongly do not want to even risk my parents saying or trying to take the phone away from me, which would inhibit me from making the videos, and inhibit the main way I'd use to progress in my life. I can't even risk that. I do have more thoughts related to that sort of stuff. I really want to see how me getting a job at this place goes, and if that guy actually does set me up with trustworthy and legit people to get me a job at this gym. We'll see how it goes. Other than that, anything else? I'm gonna say no, because the mind's clear. Plus, this the phone's on less than 10% battery, so I've got to end the video. This is me signing out. These are my thoughts on the time that I've come to the gym today and what's happened, and we'll see what I get up to tomorrow. Because I didn't record myself there, I will do some exercise at home, probably, almost certainly at home, and then I'll also record. I'll make a record of what I did at the gym as well. But this is me signing out. Let's see what I get up to tomorrow, man. Cheers to an amazing future and a healthy life, a fulfilling life. Day by day, I'm making this happen for me. Peace.